Welcome to Kicking Glass. I'm Sue Glassy from the IFMA Gender Equality Commission, and today's podcast is brought to you by Razor Promotions in New Zealand. I'd like to say a big thank you to Kevin Dick for supporting us, meaning we can do more of these podcasts. It's a space where we can share our journeys for female Muay Thai athletes around the world and those that support us. Let's get on to our guest today. Our guest today is none other than Monika Chochlíková. And I'm hoping I'm saying that
Hi
right.
everybody.
Hey, Monika,
Yeah, you're pretty right.
welcome. She's
Thank you.
fresh
Thank you
off
for
the training
inviting me.
ground too, yes?
Yeah.
So Monika's from Slovakia, if you don't know, international athlete, Muay Thai superstar, and she started making a name for herself in martial arts when she was just 6 years old in the Karate Dojo. She then
Yeah.
moved into kickboxing and had her first Muay Thai fight in 2013. She is from Victory Gym in Trenching. Did I say that one right?
Yeah.
Woo! And I've got to say, your first and most recent accomplishment 4 days ago didn't last very long, defending your professional WMC Flyweight title with a clear shin on chin knockout first round. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's an honor to have you here, Monika.
Thank you for inviting me.
Um, I can't believe what you've done in like just a short few years. So really, it's only 10 years, and you have done an amazing amount of stuff. Tell us, because I remember when I managed to knock somebody out with a head kick too once, and they just fall like a tree, and it's
Yeah.
quite like I didn't even know it. I was looking at them, and then my foot was up there, and I was like, "What's my foot doing there?" And then it was like, "Wow, that's pretty cool." How was it for you? Because that was pretty quick and pretty devastating.
Yeah, I really didn't expect it. It was like a big surprise for me because our tactic was to kick my opponent back leg with low kicks, and when will be the right time to kick the head kick. But I was very surprised that it was already in the first round. I thought that it will last like 2, 3, 4 rounds when it will be successfully done, but it happened already in the first round. So I was very happy about it because it was my first win by KO in the first round around my all fights.
So how many knockouts have you had?
Well, I think like around 10. I think it's now around 10.
Wow, that's pretty good. What's your actual fight stats? How many fights have you had now?
Well, that's a good question. I think when I count both kickboxing and Muay Thai, I have over 100 fights. It's nearly 100. Uh, and I think 15 losses, 14, 15 losses, and
Wow.
all other are wins.
That's a pretty impressive record. And you've got the rare privilege of being able to train full time in martial arts
Yeah.
because you are also a professional soldier in the Slovakian military, correct?
Yes,
And you
yes.
train out of a special army sports center, Dukala.
Dukla. Yeah.
Yes, I got it. And you're trained by none other than Thomas Tadlinek. How do
Yeah,
I got it?
that one.
Right.
Yeah, yeah, I got it.
Thank you. And also, is he the trainer that was with you at your last fight?
Yeah, his name is Bogdan Stojčić, and he's from Serbia. And actually, our Muay Thai gym, Victory Gym Trenčín, was created. Um, um, I don't know how to say in English. Bogdan has a same name gym in Serbia, Victory Gym Serbia, and we used to go to training camps a lot to Serbia to train with him. And one year we decided that okay, we will start our own Victory Gym in Slovakia in our hometown Trenčín. So we have very close relationship with Bogdan. We go there like 2 or 3 times a year for training, and when he is available, he is in my corner in my fights.
Ah, that's how it works. So how far is it to Serbia from Slovakia?
It's not far away. It's like 500 kilometers. but there is borders between Hungary and Serbia, which is like the border of European Union, and it's often very crowded. So sometimes you go to Serbia like 5.5 hours, and sometimes you go like 11 hours. It depends on the traffic on the borders.
Ah, that makes sense. And before I get on to my next few questions, the something else happened in the ring on Saturday too. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, I got a small ring.
Oh,
And
that's
my
awesome.
right after my fight, my boyfriend and my coach also, Tomáš Tadlanek, has proposed me, and I said yes. And next year we are planning a wedding.
That is super exciting. I love the way he did it, and you were just like chatting
Yeah,
away to the announcer, and then you turned around and he was like right there. That
yeah. I watched this video like 100 times a day.
yeah, well, it's recorded for all eternity now, isn't it?
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about the lead up to that fight, like, and when when I mean, you fought a lot of people at a very high level. Do you study the opponents, and then do you make a game plan against that? How does your strategy come down? What do you do for your strategy to win a world title so convincingly?
Well, honestly, I don't watch a lot of fights of my opponents because I find it really stressful, and I'm just really nervous when I watch the fights because this is my way how I prepare myself mentally to it. So I have a very good luck that I have Tomáš with me, who is doing this job. He is watching all my opponents' fights. He is preparing a tactic for it, and we are training this tactic like the whole preparation. For example, when there is only one fight and one opponent, like WMC, it's much easier than to prepare to IFMA championships because you have like 15, 20 possible opponents. And in this case, we are trying to put some good fighters, like 2, 3, 4 good fighters, and to train especially for them.
Yeah, because you don't know when it's a tournament style, you don't know who you're going to get, do you? Because
No, no.
sometimes the your top 2 or 3 fighters might meet right in the beginning in that first round, and then it changes the whole pool, right?
Yeah, you have to be ready since the beginning, and uh, we don't want to underestimate anything.
No, I like the way you do it. Sounds like you've got a really good thing going. Because I didn't like to watch mine either, because it would make me think, well, what if it was too much. So
Yeah,
yeah, it's a PML, isn't it? Professional Muay Thai League that you did your
yeah,
WMC title on, which is held in conjunction with RWS, which is the Rajadam World Series, which is the road to Rajadam that you're on. So which means, but you've already fought in Rajadam before, yes? And
yeah. It's like very big coincidence because this year I was supposed to fight on World Championship on IFMA, but 3 months ago I had a shoulder surgery, and I thought I will be well and ready for the competition, but I wasn't. My right before the competition, like last week, I had a very I was in a lot of pain with my shoulder, and nothing helped because I had to be on the diet and so on. So my body was suffering, so we canceled my attendance, and uh, we were talking with Janice Lin
yeah,
on IFMA that if she known about some fight opportunity with some on some stage in Thailand, because I had already my training camps done. I had good condition, but it wasn't enough for the world championship. But it was enough on some like casual fight.
and just one fight,
And
right, is
yeah,
different.
yeah, just one fight is okay because I also had a upper weight class. I fought 53.5 kilos. Normally I fight 51, so
Yeah.
at the time it was for me better. And in 2 hours, Janice texted me like, "Oh, do you want to fight on RWS?" And I was like, oh, okay.
Yes.
It would be an honor for me. So this is how the journey starts, with really just from the bad experience on World Championship to the best experience to WVS. So I had a fight. My Tomáš, my coach, became a really good friend with one of the promoters on RWVS, and they start chatting here in Slovakia and Czech Republic. We created the PML. It's like Professional Muaythai League, which in which Muay Thai fighters get opportunities to fight and to earn some money, and it's like a high quality big show. And they started to chat about some potential cooperation, and that's one point, but was like road to Rajadamnern. And I think the deal is, before me there was two title fights, PML title fights, and one of the fighter who won can go to Thailand, and he will have fight also or RWS or some or on other Rajadamnern show.
That is
So
super awesome, isn't it? Like such a great opportunity.
yeah. Here in Slovakia and Czech Republic, we are happy, really happy with this cooperation. All fighters are very excited because Rajadamnern is like the is like history of Muay Thai. Every Muay Thai fighter wants to fight there, and now there is an opportunity from such small countries as Slovakia and Czech Republic is. So it's like
It's a
very,
dream.
very, yeah, it's like the dream. Yeah.
It is like the dream. Did you see Boyen just said hello
Yeah,
from
yeah,
Vietnam? You
yeah,
fought Boyen at the World Championships?
yeah. In 2019, we fought in Thailand in semifinals.
Yeah, she's an awesome fighter, isn't she? I love
Yeah,
watching her fight.
yeah.
She's quite
She's
tall too.
very technical, very good fighter.
She is. She's a very good fighter. Yeah, I have. So Razor Promotions are promoting our podcast at the moment, and he wants to do something like in the Oceania region for the smaller
Yeah,
countries down here to get to Rajadam. But like back in my day, we couldn't even fight in Rajadam. Like I think Rangsit was the only one that let like female fighters really do big fights. So it's
yeah.
such
It
a
was, I
honor
think,
now.
since last year, female fighters are allowed to fight on Rajadamnern. So we are the one of the first to have this
Yeah,
opportunity to fight there.
that is such an honor. It was one of my biggest dreams. I used to look at the ladies do not touch sign. I used to get so angry, but to see people like yourself with such skill be able to get there, I think that's fantastic. So PML and RWS, I think that collaboration is a fantastic
Yeah, I think
collaboration.
so too.
Now, you definitely are one of these ladies that break down barriers and smash those glass ceilings for women in Muay Thai, but also in Slovakia, because you have been nominated as the Slovakian Athlete of the Year. You were also nominated for the World Games Athlete of the Year, which you came runner up by a very, very slim
Mm.
margin. You've yeah, so you've won many titles, and also one of the first females, or I think it's the only female I've ever heard of, to compete in more than one discipline of martial art at a World Games. Is that correct? Do you?
Uh, yes, I think it was only two or three athletes around the whole World Games who were competing in more than one sport. But I think I was only one who was competing in two combat sports.
Yeah, that's my understanding too. Tell me a little bit about how that mentally that must be, because like when I've changed from disciplines between kickboxing, boxing, and Muay Thai, it's quite hard to go between them. And you did it in this same space, like a few days after each other.
Yeah, like I think my whole career I was switching between Muay Thai and kickboxing. Then in 2020, I also added MMA to my repertoire. And few months I was preparing to Muay Thai, few months I was preparing to kickboxing, few months I was preparing to MMA, and it was really complicated and hard to manage. Uh, especially for the World Games, where uh, I think first 2 days I was fighting in kickboxing, and then very next day the competition of Muay Thai started. Uh, in kickboxing, I wasn't successful. It was very close fight. I lost in quarterfinals, but I think it was for good because I had one free day before Muay Thai competition, and on the quarterfinals in Muay Thai, I met with Angela Barr. She is I don't understand it. She is I think 40 or 41 years old, but she has condition of 18 of 18 years old
I know
because
she's crazy, right?
yeah, she's crazy. Like, I was even I think if I hadn't have a break one day before, I wouldn't manage the fight to win because it was a very hard fight for me. I was after 2 hours after the fight, I was in the changing room like just
Still.
breathing and calming down because it was very hard. And I think I won the first round. She won the second round, and I really had to turn on the third round to win that also, and to have the win at home because it, I remember it was like one of the hardest fights I had.
Ever had. Sometimes we think that things are bad that happen, but then they end up being good. Like your shoulder injury then got you to Rajadam, and then your loss in the kickboxing then got you through to the Muay Thai.
Yeah,
So sometimes your bad is your good, isn't it? You know, your
yeah,
bad.
yeah, yeah. You have to like make the maximum from the worst situation, and sometimes it's like it's it become even better than before. I don't know how
exa-
to describe it, but I think it's a little bit of luck, of
Yeah,
course,
I
but
agree.
you just have to knock on every door which is possible and to open these opportunities and to take it.
And to take it, because you also then went on to fight Miriam from Mexico, Morocco, sorry,
Yeah.
Miriam from Morocco, she's a gold medalist as well. She's an awesome fighter, and that was the semi-final, was it?
No,
And
no,
then
no.
quarter.
It was in the finals. It was in the finals. In semifinals, I fought with the Rebecca Hodel from
Ah,
Austria.
okay. And you will fight Rebecca maybe again because very soon you will pick your training back up again because you have the World Combat Games in
Yeah.
Saudi Arabia. And in your weight division, the 51 kilo weight division, Rebecca Hodel from Austria is also going to be there, and Desiree Ramirez. Have you fought Desiree before from Spain?
No, in this category, I fought only with Rebecca.
And but you have bet her, so that must feel quite confident going in.
Yeah, a little bit, but I don't want to underestimate anyone. She is getting better and better. So yeah, even if I won, it doesn't mean anything.
No, that's true because like people change so much between
Yeah,
one fight and the next fight, right? And then there will also be, because it's been held in the Kingdom of Saudi, they get a space for each athlete, like they did in Poland when it was the games there. And Dana Hussein, I don't know how to say her last name, but so she is the fourth person in there. But it's slightly different, isn't it? The World Games, how it will be, because you have a second chance. What do you think about this change on how they're doing it? Less athletes and second chances.
I think it's good because many times in on IFMA, uh, two best fighters or two very good fighters meet in the first round or first, yeah, on the first fight, and they even if both of them had like chance to get the medal, the draw just set them on the first fight, and only one of them gets the medal. And I don't think it's fair for most fighters because it's just bad luck. You can influence it if two best people meet in the first fight, only one can win, and that's a really big pity. So I really welcome this new style. I am really curious how it will work because when someone, for example, get KO'd in the first round, I don't think it will he or she will be able to compete in the second round, you know.
That's
So
so true. It would have to be a
yeah,
walkover or something, wouldn't it? Like,
yes.
and then
So
how does that
that's
become fair?
yeah. So that's why I'm curious about this system. But I really welcome this second opportunity or second chance because I think it's good, and we will see on the World Combat Games how it will work.
Yeah, that's true. I guess we got to try these things out, and it does give it a second chance. So it may turn out to be the best thing ever, or it may be like, oh, we need to go back to the way it was, the way it was
Yeah.
before. I guess we will see. Now, you're also really passionate about fighting the negative trends in martial arts and how important that performance protection is for combat athletes. Because in a previous interview that you said about the positive choice that one championship was making about the athletes' hydration, and they do hydration tests a bit like we we do at IFMA. Tell us a little bit about hydration testing and weight cutting, and what's your thoughts on all of this?
Yeah, I think one championship is one of the small number of organization who is doing something about it. It's said that it's happening after a death of one fighter who was making the weight and he died. But it's like I think big changes happen with some big losses and some bad situations. So I think it's good that something is happening, but nowadays I think fighters can like pass the hydration test and still they can lose a lot of weight on water. They have like a system which can trick the hydration test.
Oh,
So
really?
yeah. I heard rumors that some fighters are able to do it because when I see the fighters in like normal state, not well hydrated and well eaten, they are very big, and I don't understand how they can make the weight. Even I am a big one, like I have 170 and I 551, and I am one of the biggest in my weight category, but they are much bigger and. And I don't think that I think that they are like tricking the hydration test. For example, we are trying to fight against it on PML, on the Professional Muaythai League, and we created this system of double weighting. First weighting is 1 day prior to competition. So when the gala show is on Saturday, the first weighting is on Friday. You have to make the official weight, and then there is a second weighting on Saturday. I think 1 hour prior the start of the competition. So, for example, this Saturday it was at 5 p.m. and the fighter has to weigh the weight plus 5%. So if you are fighting in weight category to 100 kilos on Saturday weighting, you can have 105 kilos because it counts that it's not in the morning. You eat something, you drink
Yeah.
something, and I last year we had like the limit of 7%. This year we cut it down to 5%. Maybe we will. Go a little bit lower, but we see on the fighters on the weighting that they don't look dead. They look
Yeah.
okay. They look tired, but they don't look like they're gonna die.
And it's so important, isn't it? Because what people don't understand about hydration is that you can dehydrate, and if you rehydrate in such a short time, the hydration doesn't go around the brain the same. Like the amount of liquid is not around the brain the same. It takes a lot longer than just a couple of days to refuel that, which means when you're getting hit in the head, then the cushioning is not so much there. So it's
Yeah,
actually quite dangerous practice, isn't it?
I think so, and I think that most of the fighters, me included, was or are doing it wrong way. Like they're doing it on their own with some guidelines they find on the internet, and they don't seek for professional help. And I think this is like this topic needs to have some professionals who will help fighters to make the weight as safest as possible. For example, I started to work with Victoria Bulinova. She's from Czech Republic, and
Yes.
she's also fighting on IFMA. She has a PhD degree from the nutrition, and since she has also problems with weight cutting and this stuff, she started to study this topic more, and she is currently doing a work or thesis or something like that with
Thesis, yes.
female fighters in Czech Republic and in Slovakia. How this fighting cycle and making the weight can change the woman body within the year. So I
Wow.
think that's a very interesting study, and I'm very I'm part of the experiment, of course, because I want to know how this affects my body, and of course I think what many people underestimate and forget about, it's like the woman's period, because it's like the sign of that the woman is healthy and everything is working fine. If the woman doesn't have a period, there is some problem. I know that many female fighters are glad that they don't have period, because yeah, it's annoying when you have it, and it's painful, and no, it's like
Be
it's
bloated.
annoying. Yeah,
Yeah, it is. But it's
but
very important indicator of a woman's body being healthy, isn't it?
yeah, that's right. Yeah, and if the woman wants to have children in the future, it's very important that she has the period, like the ideally the most of her time, because more longer she doesn't have the period, there is less chance that she can get pregnant when she want to get pregnant.
And that is so true. I've actually talked to a few athletes and was talking to one at the championships just recently, and she said that when she was a youth, they were making her cut weight, and it has quite significantly affected her ability to have children. And
Mm.
yeah, she says that there needs to be a lot more education about this. Maybe we could talk to Victory, like, about this on a podcast. I think that would be quite an interesting
Yeah, I think we
subject.
should invite her. Yeah, she has a lot of experience from it, like her own experience, and moreover, she is working with top athletes in Czech Republic and Slovakia, and she is doing a really amazing job.
Yeah, I will. I'll catch up with you afterwards and get her details. Actually, I think I've got her on Instagram anyway, but that would be brilliant. So, talking about like performance protection, it's really important in combat athletes and especially women to have really good groin protection as well, and chest protection. So, I remember at my first championships, my first world championships, the groin guard they gave us, it was like a big nappy, and you couldn't even move or kick in it. It was quite restrictive. But female protection's come a long way since then, and we've got dedicated companies like Low Blow. I don't know if you've heard of them, who've designed a personal protection for women, and they have this purple Aeroslim groin guard, which is absolutely fantastic. I know Sylvie, she's quite famous in the Muay Thai world from Thailand. She wears it as well, and we're super lucky because they're going to come on for our next 9 episodes of our podcast, and they're going to give
Oh,
away
I'm
some
here.
of these products. Are you there?
Sorry, I just click on something and you disappeared.
Hello. And I'm back. I'm back. Have you heard of Low Blow, the groin guard, the purple groin guard protection?
No, only you wrote it to me like few hours ago, but before, no, I didn't heard of it.
Well, they've come on and they're going to do some sponsorship for us, and so I'll get your like home details, and they're going to send one to you,
Thank
so you
you,
can
thank you.
do it. Because you will know of Sylvie from Thailand. She's had like
Yeah,
270 million fights.
yeah.
She also swears by it. She says it's the best groin guard for performance and movement. So we're going to send one of those out to you, and our
Thank you,
audience.
thank you.
You're welcome. And our audiences, if they wish to, because they also do male groin guards and they do mouth guards as well. Our audiences, if they go to their website and they use the code Kicking Glass, they can get 15% off any of their products while we're running over the next 9 weeks up until Christmas. So that's pretty exciting, I think. Um, Moving on, the Saying in Muay Thai or in the fight game really is that when you train, it is 90% physical and 10% psychological, 10% mental. But then when you're in the ring, it completely reverses and it becomes 90% psychological and only 10% physical because the fight game is quite tactical and you have to have quite a lot of smarts about you to be able to do it. What is your thoughts on the physical versus psychological?
I totally agree with it because um, I myself experienced it. I have trained a lot. I was ready, and some of my fights wasn't performed by me as well as I wanted to be performed, and it was thanks to my head, who was not ready for the fight or who was somewhere else. And I think it's also a mental game between the fighters in the ring when you don't want to only beat. I don't like the word, but you don't want to want only to beat the opponent, but you want to like uh, to overcome him mentally also.
Yeah.
Because if you overcome him mentally, they are started to get nervous. They are starting to make fault, and you can punish the faults.
That's exactly it. You get frustrated. I remember fighting in the final, I was fighting Switzerland, and I'd knocked out the German champ beforehand, and she knew to stay away from me, and she ran around the ring, and all I did was run after her, and I lost the fight because all I did was just run after, and I looked stupid. I was like, and I know I was better than her, but boy, she played a really clever game, and she bet me because she was clever. It's so annoying,
Yeah.
right?
I think the clever fighter is more dangerous than any fighter.
Most definitely. Do you do do you do any psychological training? Do you do like imagery, like any kind of training inside your head or
Yes, very often. I um, once I had the fight, I wasn't happy about it. I it was like 8 years ago, and I lost that fight, and it was a horrible performance for me. I reached out to a psychologist, a sports psychologist, to help me understand what happened, and we started to work together. He showed me some I call it mental games or mental preparations I can do before the fights, but not only right before the fight, but during the whole preparation. And it really helped me. 2 years ago, I think, I reached out to a psychologist again, but not because of the fight performance, but I had problem with sleep, and it was like whole year I couldn't sleep well. It was like I could be awake like 2 or 3 days in a row, and it was very frustrating to train um, and to have a diet and to have a normal life when you don't sleep at night.
oh,
It
that's
was like
exhausting.
yeah, it was very exhausting. So, and actually, when we came to Thailand to World Championship, it was in 2021 in December. Uh, I had a jet lag because there is a 6 hours difference between my hometown and Thailand, and I haven't been sleeping like for 1 week. It was one luck that we came earlier to the championship, so I had a more time to
To
time
adjust.
accommodation, yeah, to adjust. But it was very difficult, and it was first time for me to take some medicine on sleep. And after the championship, I decided that I don't want to take pills on my sleep. I want to renew my sleep like in the healthiest way possible. So I asked for help of one psychologist, and she helped me very good. And since then, um, I'm doing relaxation technique and this kind of stuff almost every day, and it helped me a lot. Not only in the sleep, but in all other areas of life.
Yeah, I think it's really important. Like nutritionalists and sports psychologists, I think they're extremely important. You can't go on this journey alone. It
Yeah.
doesn't. doesn't really work that way, does it? Speaking
No,
of
no, it doesn't. Yeah, but on the other hand, for example, that fight I had lost like 8 years ago, I was very poor. Like, I was still studying in high school or university. I did some private session, but I didn't have so much money for preparation. So it was very hard for me, first of all, to find the money to see some professional. And nowadays is better because I'm financed by the government. I am employed as a professional soldier, so now I have the best condition ever. But when you start, you don't have these opportunities and these capabilities. So for the fighter who is starting and who is experiencing this issue, most of the time he has to go this way alone, and it's it's very difficult.
It is. When I was talking to Yolanda Schmidt from Australia, we were talking about the idea of like setting up some kind of panel so that young female athletes that are coming through, if they have some troubles or some questions, they could send in some questions and get some help with that. Because, like you
Yeah,
say,
it's a
when
good
you are
idea.
yeah, we might invite you onto that panel to help us out.
Okay.
um, Also, another piece of advice that I was given is that you should never leave the decision to the referees or the judges. That you should always make sure it is dead set certain. But I've got to say that over the last 20 years that I've been around the sport. At the top level, I've seen that the female referees have definitely improved and the judging has definitely improved. What are your thoughts at the moment on the level of judging and refereeing in our sport?
I think it's getting better and better. That's important. And uh, as I'm a woman, I really like that in the ring there is a female referee or female judge. Referee, judge.
Same. Referee, yeah.
Yeah, same. I really like it because for me it's better to be watched over by a woman than a man in the ring, for example. It's like safer.
Yeah, it does. It feels safer, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
yeah, I agree. I think that's one thing that IFMA has done really well is bringing up and increasing that. It also gives another career option for people when they're not fighting
yeah, that's
anymore.
right.
Yeah, or if they don't want to fight, if they want to go the referee career way. Um, So I've just got to say to our audience, make sure that you don't forget to rate and review this podcast because it helps others know we exist. Oh, that's what I wanted
Yeah,
to ask about. I wanted to know who your dogs were because I know you've got two and this must be one.
yeah, this is Tyrion. He's Beagle,
I was
but
going to say
wait,
the
I have
beagle.
to charge my phone because it's low on battery. Wait a second. And the second one,
Where is your other baby?
yeah, the second one is Chihuahua and he's still sleeping. Tyrion, watch it, bye. Yeah, the Chihuahua is still sleeping
Is he a
with my.
chihuahua, did you say?
Yeah, it's a Chihuahua, but it's like a half of the dog is ours and half of the dog is my boyfriend's sister, because
Ah,
actually Chihuahua is his dog. It's her dog, but one time she gave us him on Christmas because she wanted to go somewhere, and it's like kind of happened that most of the time he's staying with us, and then she's taking him on weekends.
oh no, it's like a shared parenthood.
Yeah. Yeah.
My my dog is part chihuahua too, so it's like
Oh,
4 kilos. It's little.
yeah.
Oh, that's super cute. Um. Oh, yeah. Now I can see it properly. The oh, my sound is going a little bit funny. So I wanted to ask you, do you have any other career-defining moments?
Mm, well, I think there are three of them. when I won the World Games last year, it was like the burst of emotions because there was a lot of pressure on me since I had to start into sports, and it was first time I was competing under the Slovak Olympic Committee.
Yeah,
Wait,
the
how?
movement, Olympic movement.
Yeah, and it was very important for me to perform as well as possible because I don't know if Muay Thai is getting in the Olympics in my career, so I don't have many opportunities to compete under the Slovak Olympic Committee. It's a big honor. And second moment is my win of the WMC fighter in 2021 when I defeated Funda Alkais from Turkey. And the third one is from this Saturday when I defended the title.
That was such a beautiful defense too. And the Turkish women are a class of their own, aren't they? Turkey has incredible women athletes.
Yeah. They are very, very tough fighters.
My mic is going really funny. Can you hear me clearly, or is it going echoing for you?
Yeah, I can hear you clearly. Yeah.
Good. Maybe it's just where I am. So the last thing I wanted to ask you, a couple of questions, is do you have any advice for our viewers if they want to become a world champion like yourself?
Well, yes, I have. Just keep training, keep what you're doing, and even if there will be some days that it will be hard and you will lose or there will be some complications, you have to persist and to keep fighting, and it's never late to ask for help from anyone. And if someone is mocking you that you are seeking for help, just find another person who is not an idiot. That's the best advice I can give because I had many injuries due to the fact I wasn't seeking help. I had a back injury. That's why I had to stop doing Muay Thai for a few years to get better. I had my shoulder surgery and injury, which I think if I was talking with right guys, it wouldn't have been happening. So I think finding the right people, it's the best solution to be the best, because even Muay Thai is an individual sport. It really isn't.
That's one of the things I love about Muay Thai. It is also a team sport, and you
Yeah.
need that support from each other. How do we follow you? You must have an Instagram.
Yeah, I have Instagram with my name, Monika Chochlíková, or you can follow me on Facebook, Monika Chochlíková Female Fighter. And also I have TikTok. I think I have the name Monika Chochlík.
On TikTok as well. So if we would like to follow Monika's journey through the World Games, World Combat Games, I was doing the wrong one, you will also be able to watch the fights on ifmalive.com. So please step in and see how she goes. I think you're going to take the gold, of course, because I'm a fan. And before we go, is there anyone that you would like to give a shout out to? Thank you to.
Yeah, I would like to first of all thank to all my gym members from Victory Gym and my coach and my fiance Tomáš, that we are improving together and still getting better and better together, and we have our back of each other. Then I wanted to take my employer Dukla Banská Bystrica, who is doing amazing job of providing me the best condition for trainings. And also I want to thank my sponsors, Typos, which is like bet company, one of the biggest bet company in Slovakia, and Protein and CO, which is providing me best proteins and food from around the world. So I'm very grateful for them, and I want to shout out.
Brilliant. Because without our sponsors, without people supporting us, we can't make it to the top. It's such an important part of who we are. You also have some merchandise as well, I think, so if people want to get a t-shirt, you have some t-shirts as well?
Yeah, I almost sold out.
Maybe the next batch.
Yeah, I have 3 types of t-shirt. You can find them on my Instagram account. I have like the saved stories, and you can see there. And I have some sizes, but I don't have all sizes anymore because fortunately many people already bought t-shirts, so I'm very glad for it.
Well done. It's a big thank you to you, Monika. Thank you for coming on our podcast where the women of Muay Thai and of IFMA share their stories with others around the world. So if you want to hashtag kicking glass, it'd be great. Follow us on at IFMA_women. It'll be fantastic. A big thank you to Loblo and the female point guards. We'll get that one sent out to you, Monika. And a big thank you to Razor Promotions for sponsoring this podcast too. And our producer, all the way from Gym Unlocks, Combat Gym Unlocks in Thailand. That's it for me this week. Monika, you've been wonderful. Thank you so much for your time.
I will share with the Chihuahua. She's awake.
She's awake.
This is Leon.
Oh, she's so cute.
It's he. I'm sorry.
Bye-bye, puppy. Thank you very much. And we'll see you next